Yeah, man. Time to feed these hungry Steam Deck fans. Steam Deck fans. Huh? What's up, people? Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Your health and your strength is good. Or excellent. Look. On a Saturday. And today is September the 23rd. Time keeps on moving. What's up, Steam Deck fans? You know, the Steam Deck tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And you Steam Deck nerds, geeks and freaks, and you investigators, what's happening? Alright. Now, what do we got for you? What do we have for you? What do I have for you little Steam Deck nerds? What's happening in the world of video games here? Let's see here. Alright. Okay, Payday 3. Okay. Hollow Knight Silk Song gets first Steam update in months. Yeah. Gotta stay on top of it. Says here, Hollow Knight Silk Song get first Steam update in months. Hollow Knight Silk. Whoops. All these pop-ups keep showing up. Get out of there. Okay. Let's get through this. It says every time Hollow Knight Silk Song popped up, its head, the memories come flooding back. I avoid Team Cherry first game for years, thinking it wasn't for me, only to fall completely in love with now sit among my favorite games of all time. So like so many people, then even the slight sniff of news feels like blood in the water to a school of starving piranhas. First Hollow Knight Silk Song Steam update in months, then is doubtless set to make waves. Whether there's anything more to follow or not, save some change to Steam user tag for the game. The last recorded update to Hollow Knight Silk Song on Steam was in January 2023. So it says here, TBA to be announced, hardly anything to write about, but now we've had something a little more notable for the sequel to one of the best indie games in recent years. It says the Steam capsule art is the thumbnail that appear in several places Valve storefront. So Team Cherry upload one such image featuring the game protagonist Hornet and the Hollow Knight Silk Song logo Thursday, September 21st. Then updated it with an edited version Saturday, September 23. So basically, these updates can be via tracking website SteamDB. So basically, Hollow Knights is getting an update. Let's see, okay, what else? Anything else? Has an article here. I mean, has a video here, so I will leave the link in the description box. Anything else? All right. Now, what else we got? Get that out of there real quick. Hollow Knights gets a new update. It says Unity nuked their terms of service on GitHub as views were so low. Well, got to communicate. You know, that's what we got social media for. You got to talk to people. You got to talk to the developers, man. They're humans, you know, not robots. Says here, Unity nuked their terms of service on GitHub as views were so low. The current saga of Unity is not quite over yet, as they're still trying to clean up developers' concern about botched announcement of the runtime fees. 1-bit currently in spotlight in terms of service and how they previously pulled the rug from developer. In previous articles, I touched on their TOS, but to refresh, in 2019 they told developers clearly, when you obtain a version of Unity and don't upgrade your project, we think you should be able to stick to that version of the TOS. In particular, TOS meaning terms of service. In practice, this is only possible if you have access to bug fixes. For this reason, we now allow users to continue to use the TOS for the same major version numbers, including long-term stable LTS build that you are using in the project. Moving forward, we will host TOS change on GitHub Developer, full transparency about what changes are happening and when. This link, I will leave the link in the description box, says they later removed that GitHub, stopping their transparency and entirely replaced their TOS with a new version that completely removed that protection for developers to stick with the terms they accept for their current version of Unity. Now they're telling developers that as of their announcement that again, we will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the versions of Unity editor are using, as long as you keep using that version. And it says here, as they have now restored the GitHub page, but the history on it is gone, as they started fresh with the current terms, although we can still see previous history on its thanks to archives on Wayback Machine. It says here, so why did they really remove it? Their newer terms came in on October 13, 2022, so it's quite some time before the newer runtime fees announcement. So likely not directly related. The problem is with their promise. The trust me bro, we really won't do it again promise argument they were given. What assurance do developers actually have that they won't change the TOS on them again to remove the protection? There's not really anything. Making matters worse, on X, Twitter, when replying to a developer asking for a clear answer on how they will guarantee this, their questionable and rather languageable reply was, laughable. It says here, I totally hear your frustration. Just to echo what Mark said, we are so sorry for our early action. Genuinely disappointed at how removal of the TOS has been framed across the internet. We removed it way before the pricing change was announced because the views were so low, not because we didn't want people to see it. And we have heard the concerns from community about TOS loud and clear. This new runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity, shipping in 2024 and beyond. And Mark respond, it's true. You can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity you are using as long as you keep using that version. We have a fireside chat ongoing with Mark, where he will answer some questions live. If you aren't happy with my answer, we welcome your attendance and questions. Yeah, they trying to mend the fences, but the damage is done. It says Liam here says, I honestly can't believe this is a real post from Unity, but it is. They remove a clear, public, and transparent legal document they weren't even hosting directly because the views were low. This isn't a YouTube video. This is a legal document. It's absolutely wasn't because they didn't want developers to clearly see the terms being changed to remove the protection of sticking with the terms of each Unity version. Was it? No, it can't be that. Of course, it's because views were low. Don't worry, just trust Unity. They're totally not going to pull any of this again. Well, you burned the bridge and now you're trying to repair it. Yeah, the damage is done, man. So developers right now are looking elsewhere right now, to other game engines they can use, you know. So yeah, yeah. You got to communicate. You got to communicate. You know, especially developers are humans. They're not robots. You know, we're like a robot. You can make the change whenever you want, but with a human, you got to be, you know, be more indirect with them. You know, talk to them, communicate with them. You know, they have feelings. You know, so yeah, you have to talk. Unity should have talked to them before they made that move. But I guess they try to sneak it in there. I guess they thought nobody wasn't gonna notice it, and now it has came back to bite them. You know, so now they want to have like a like a little seminar where they can talk to the developers. Yeah. Says here, says I totally hear just what Mark said. We are so sorry for our early action. Genuinely disappointed at how our removal of the TOS, meaning terms of service, has been framed across the internet. We remove it way before the pricing change was announced because the views were so low, not because we didn't want people to see it. And we have heard concerns from the community about the TOS loud and clear. This new runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity, shipping in 2024 and beyond. And Mark response is true. You can stay on the term applicable for the versions of Unity you are using as long as you keep using that version. And it says we don't have a fireside. It says we do have a fireside chat ongoing with Mark, where he will answer some question live. If you aren't happy with any of with my answer, we welcome your attendance and question. They're trying to mend the fences, you know. They're trying to mend the fences. So yeah, they burnt the bridge down, so now they're trying to rebuild it, you know. So the damage is done, man. Developers are looking elsewhere, you know. Once developers start putting fundings into other engines, yeah, the damage is done, man. So yeah, yeah. Unity, time to move on, you know. All right, what else we got for this? Okay. This article from Phoronix. Whoops. Phoronix always doing this. What else they got? See it? Valve is a wonderful upstream contributor to Linux in the open source community. This shouldn't come as any surprise to any longtime Phoronix reader, dedicated open source / Linux enthusiasts, but Valve with their work on the Steam Deck and SteamOS have been lifting the open source ecosystem as a whole. A talk this week at the Linux Foundation Europe Open Source Summit highlights some of the great and ongoing contribution by Valve and their partners. Alberto Garcia of the open source consulting firm Igalia, which continues to collaborate with Valve on some of these Linux ecosystem improvement, talk at length around how SteamOS is contributing to Linux ecosystem. SteamOS is built atop Arch Linux with a GNU user space and System D. The desktop mode feature KDE Plasma, to which Valve has funded some improvement there. Valve Steam Play Proton that leverage Wine has been immensely valuable to Linux gamers and enthusiasts, along with related open source projects like DXVK, VKD3D, Proton, and then there's also, they are doing around AMD color management HDR. Igalia engineers have been involved with Valve on AMD's color management work, as well as other areas like enabling new Linux kernel feature for enabling better Steam Play support. The elephant in the room, meanwhile, is the countless improvement Valve engineers have made to the Mesa OpenGL and Vulkan driver, as well as to the kernel graphics driver component. Not just to AMD graphics driver for benefiting the Steam Deck hardware, but also to Zynq OpenGL on Vulkan, and then other common infrastructure. But in this area of Linux graphics driver support, Valve contribution and those of their partners have been incredibly beneficial to the Linux desktop ecosystem, even outside gaming. It says there has also been other efforts Valve has been involved in, such on expanding case insensitive file system support on Linux, various other kernel features. Their GameScope Wayland compositor, immutable software updates, and Flatpaks, Igalias says, is a part of Valve's policy upstream everything they are working on. For those questioning Valve's contribution to the Linux and open source ecosystem for helping to convince any friends, colleagues about Valve's open source software work, check out Alberto Garcia I will leave that link for a more comprehensive look at all the great Valve/Steam OS contribution. So I will leave that EU 2023 presentation. I will leave the link in the description box. 54 comments. Well, in order to get success in the tech world, you got to stay consistent, you know, and Valve been on it. So yeah, the Steam Deck has brought a lot of life to the Linux gaming community. But Valve, it gave Valve, the Steam Deck gave, when Valve released the Steam Deck, it gave that company life, energy, yeah. And they haven't looked back since, so keep it going, you know. So yeah, the Linux community is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. They're always going to have new ideas, you know. When it comes to the Linux ecosystem, you know, new ideas, new software, new ways of doing things. They just got to keep it going. That's all they, you know, keep the Steam Deck up to date. You know, keep your operating systems up to date, and just keep moving. No? Got to stay consistent. You know. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. But that Steam Deck, man. Yeah. It's doing its thing, and the Steam Deck 2 is even gonna when they yesterday they talked about the Steam Deck 2 revision. It's like they're not ready yet. It's like a couple of years, but when that comes out, that the Steam Deck 2 is gonna raise the bar. So yeah, Linux community is alive and well, you know, and keep moving. What else? What else we got here? Got 54 comments here on Phoronix. Wow. How many minutes? 19? Wow. Alright. Alright. Anything else? On the Stinix, on the Steam Deck? Keep going, Valve. Keep going. Yeah. And we still need our Half-Life 3. Keep going. I mean with the Steam Deck and Linux have life now in their gaming and everything, you know. So all Valve got to do now, work on the Steam Deck 2, work on their games, work on their whatever they got to work on. Keep doing it, and just when it's time to release that Steam Deck 2, it is time to release Steam Deck 2. Yeah. Alright, what else? We got anything else on the Steam Deck? Nope. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek Flying Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.